Hello, my name is Nick, and I'll be guiding you through this short vinyasa practice that's focused predominantly on incorporating the principles of oxygen advantage. These include working on breath holds, on having lighter breathing, and also on breath recovery. Throughout the whole practice, I'm going to ask you to breathe in and out through the nose where possible, but if you need to take a breath through the mouth, that's totally fine. Also, if you need to take a little break, you can even skip some of the breath holds if it becomes too strong for you. Always do your practice within your comfortable means. Let's start in a reclined position. So come onto your back, let's bend through the knees, and we'll start with a short breath awareness, bringing one hand to belly, one hand to the lower ribs, closing on the eyes if that's comfortable for you. As you rest here, noticing the state of your breathing, inviting these three important qualities to your breathing: a sense of lightness, a sense of smoothness, and a sense of depth, or breathing down through the diaphragm. As you bring attention onto your breathing, we'll invite a Viloma breathing pattern on the exhale. Viloma meaning against the grain. Essentially, you'll take a breath in through the nose, and as you exhale, little puffs of air out to extend your exhales. So when you're ready, inhaling through the nose, normal breath in, and little puffs of air out. And relaxing breath in, and puffs of air, breath out. I'm demonstrating a sound, but for you, it should be really quiet, if not silent, on the exhales. As you continue to breathe in this pattern, you can start to invite small holds after you finish your exhales. You might start with only a few seconds, and you might build up into a small amount or light amount of breath hunger. So relaxed inhales through the nose, little puffs of air out, and holding the breath for a few moments until you feel a need to breathe in. All breathing exercises should be greeted with a sense of mental calm or mental ease. We try not to strain ourselves, but to keep perfectly relaxed, even through challenging breaths. And doing 2 more breaths here, Viloma breathing in through the nose, little puffs of air out. Pause after the exhale until you need to breathe. Returning to your normal breathing pattern. And let's turn all the way over onto your belly. And starting with some stretching of the breathing muscles before we come into our asana practice. So bring your right arm out to the side. You can have the arm straight, or you can have the arm bent. Left hand under the left shoulder, elbow pointed to the ceiling, and bringing some weight onto the right side, coming into a pec or shoulder stretch. The head can rest on the ground. You can even bend through the left knee. Maybe the foot touches the ground. Option to bend through both knees, pointing knees up towards the ceiling. The goal here is simply to bring a sense of release and stretch through the right shoulder, through the right pec. As you loosen and open through these parts of the body, these are some of our secondary breathing muscles, through the shoulders, through the neck. And so by releasing here, you bring more space, more freedom into the breathing. Okay, coming back to center, switching sides, left arm out to the side, right hand under the shoulder, and then peeling yourself to the other side. There's no need to force into the stretch. It's enough for you to come into sensation, noticing the restrictions, the blockages, and being with them. Light, slow, and deep breathing. And releasing, coming back to center. Press yourself all the way into a kneeling position or a comfortable seat. Continuing to work with some of these secondary breathing muscles, go ahead, draw your right ear towards the right shoulder, bringing a stretching sensation through the scalenes, the muscles of the neck, right? That can add to or contribute to upper chest breathing. And back to center, over towards the left. Again, back to center, over to the right. This time, bring your right hand onto the side of the head. You don't need to weight it down. You can simply have the weight of the hand resting against the head. But if it feels good, you can gently pull down. Keep that left shoulder stable. And back to center. Switching sides one more time. Left ear, left shoulder, left hand onto the side of the head. And so with our quality of deep breathing, it's by releasing some of these common tension areas that you enable yourself to breathe more freely through the diaphragm, through the belly, and get out of some unhelpful habits of chest breathing, mouth breathing. All right, releasing here. Now raise right arm towards the sky, bend the right elbow, grab a hold of the elbow with opposite hand, stretching it through the shoulders. Option, drawing the shoulders over towards the left side, towards the right elbow towards the left shoulder, a little deeper variation. Notice if your breathing changes as you encounter tight or sore areas of the body. Okay, and releasing, opposite side. Left elbow bends, grabbing hold with right hand. You can draw the elbow down or over towards the side. And releasing back to center. Raise the right hand high again and arching over towards the left side. Feel a nice stretch through the QLs, through the lower back. Again, muscles that tend to hold tightness that can restrict through the breathing. Back to center, switching sides. Left arm reaches tall. And exhale, arching over towards the right. Keep that left shoulder pulling back and gazing towards fingertips. And back to center, releasing hands down. Tuck your toes, finding a downward dog position. As you ground through the hands, spreading through the fingers, invite a gentle release through the back of the legs by releasing, pedaling out through the heels. Shoulders should feel stable, but also relaxed. So press the arms, hands down through the ground, but try not to bunch up around the neck. Right, bending knees, look forwards, take some small steps. Coming into Uttanasana, forward fold at the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, head and shoulders nice and relaxed. Bending your knees, I want you to start with belly onto thighs. Can you bring the stretch, make it less about hamstring lengthening and more about getting into the lower back. So bending your knees as much as you need to get there. If you're working with blood pressure issues, you can start half lifted and work gradually from there. Bring attention to the breathing. See if you can draw the belly button in and up as you exhale. Soft inhales, soft exhales, belly button draws in and up. Weight of the head is heavy, shoulders relaxed, face is relaxed, taking a few more slow breaths. Okay. And go ahead, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, step your right leg to the back of the mat. Dropping the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Start with hands at hips. Have the tail tucked slightly, squeezing through the right glute. And then begin to let the hips sink forward. So you want to guide the stretch into the right hip flexor. Right, so we're not working through the lower back here. You've got the lower back supported, engaged. Starting to open through the hip flexors, right, getting access into the psoas muscle, one of those primary hip flexors that will eventually impact breathing if there's too much tension or tightness there. At the insertion point of the psoas connects just below where the diaphragm connects at the spine. Bring hands behind your back, interlock fingers, roll the shoulders, and you start to press or squeeze wrists and shoulder blades together, knuckles reaching to the ground. Light, slow, deep breaths. Okay, releasing hands down. Frame your front foot, pyramid pose, folding forwards. Keep the back heel lifted. You can use blocks here if you need extra support. You can have hands to hips as well. And breath in, bend the front knee, and stepping back, downward dog. Hold here in downward dog for a few breaths. I want you to draw the belly button in and up and keep that engagement as you find lateral breathing, letting the lower rib cage expand sideways. So keep the belly button draw in and up, but maintain that low or deep breathing. Right, the volume of breath doesn't change, simply the location, the emphasis. Belly draws in, lower ribs expand for our lateral breathing. Yeah. And right leg extends, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot forwards. Back knee drops to the ground. Find your Anjaneyasana, hands to hips. Squeezing right hip back, right? Engaged tail draws down. Already feeling a bit of stretch through the hip flexors on the left side. And then from there, you can start to let the hips sink forwards. Keep that left leg engaged, the left glute engaged, as you bring hands behind the back. Opposite thumb on top as you roll the shoulders and squeezing down, opening through the front of the chest, through the shoulders, as you get this hip flexor stretch as well. Light breathing here. And release, hands down, pyramid pose, folding over your front leg. And bend through the front knee. Step back, downward dog. We'll attempt a few short breath holds here. So take a slow breath through the nose. Slow breath out the nose. Draw the belly button in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return to normal breathing. Light breathing to recover. One more time. Take a breath in through the nose. Breath out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to normal breathing. Bend the knees, look forward. Stepping all the way to the front, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Rise to standing, sweep the arms tall. And hands to heart center. Recover here for a few moments, closing down through the eyes and softening the breathing. All right, it might feel like taking a bigger breath will help you recover and recuperate from strain, from muscle engagement. But the opposite is true. As you slow down your breathing, you build up CO2 in the system. And it's that correct balance, or that good balance of CO2 and oxygen, that allows greater blood flow, opening through the blood vessels, and the release of oxygen into where it's needed, the muscles and the brain. And we accomplish this by light breathing, not by bigger breaths. Okay, sun salutation. Let's do 2 normal ones, and then we'll do a few breath holding sun salutations. First inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, folding forwards. Halfway lift, extend. Stepping all the way back, plank pose. Knees touch to the ground, chaturanga, lower down. Back bend, cobra pose, squeeze the legs. Exhale, downward dog, make your way back.
2 light breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. Bend knees, look forward, step to the front, forward fold. Halfway left. Forward fold, exhale. Rise to standing. Arms raise up. Hands to heart center. Take a couple soft, light, and deep recovery breaths. And another one. Inhale, raise arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway left. Stepping back, plank pose. This time, knees up or down, chaturanga. Back bend, cobra, or up dog. Downward dog, hips up and back. Take a couple light breaths in and out through the nose. Already noticing how lighter breathing in your vinyasas, in your practice, bring a heightened sense of attention and focus. Turbulent breath leads to turbulent mind. Here, softer breath equals more focused mind. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Step to the front, forward fold. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, exhale. Raising arms up, inhale. Hands to heart center. Recover the breath, slow breathing. We'll do 3 vinyasa flows now, or sun salutations with breath holds. With your breath holds, see if you can hold the breath as I cue, but if you need to take a breath, if it's super challenging, right, then go ahead and take a breath earlier. There's no need to push yourself. It's through practice that you build the ability to be more comfortable with higher levels of CO2, carbon dioxide in the system. Okay, inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Hold after the exhale, half left. Stepping all the way back, plank pose. Chaturanga, keep holding the breath. Back bend. Downward dog. Now recover the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Keep it light. Let it settle. And bend the knees. Make your way to the front. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise to standing. Bring arms up. Hands to heart center. Relax your arms by your side. Bring a finger under the nose. Find your light breathing, right? Minimizing the amount of force coming in and out through the nose. So allow that light breathing to help you recover. We have 2 more of these. Okay. And again, inhale, arms raise. Exhale, forward fold. Hold the breath as you halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, plank pose. Chaturanga. Back bend. Downward dog, recover the breath, light breathing. Stepping to the front, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold, exhale. Come to standing, sweep the arms high. Hands to heart center. Samastitihi, recover the breath, light breathing. So this last one, feel free to hold the breath even longer, right? Past the downward dog, all the way until you come back up to standing. Gradually over time, you can do sun salutations as a way to push yourself, a maximum breathlessness test or a vinyasa breathlessness test. Okay, last one. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, forward fold. Hold the exhale, half lift. Step back, plank pose. Chaturanga, holding breath. Back bend. Down dog, maybe hold the breath, continue to hold or recover the breath lightly. Stepping forwards, forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold, exhale. Rise to standing. Sweep the arms. Hands to heart center. Okay, recover the breathing. Hands by the side, Tadasana. And always equating that sensation of breathlessness with a higher level of carbon dioxide. Right? And that's part of our oxygen advantage training, is to improve the tolerance to carbon dioxide so that you can have a lighter, slower breath, right? And better balance in the system, better oxygenation, all those things. Okay, coming into our flow now. Inhale to raise arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway left. Step your right leg to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge, arms raise up. Stable here through your balance. Bend your back knee so you find rib cage over hips. And then start to drive through the back foot, getting that stretch again through the hip flexor, right? Tail will draw down a little, belly draws in. Light breathing. One more breath in. Back heel drops, warrior two pose, opening. Couple short breath holds. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to normal breathing, recover. Another one, breath in through the nose. Exhale, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to normal breathing. Flip the front hand, reverse, inhale. Half triangle, exhale. Hold for the breath in, and then hand to shin or to the ground, Trikonasana pose. Maintaining that light, smooth, and deep breath as you recover. Keep the legs engaged, squeezing through the thighs, kneecaps lift, top shoulder pulls back. Bend through the front knee, reverse, inhale, raise the right arm high, left arm high, and hands to the ground. Standing splits, coming to balance on your front foot. Little bend in front knees, okay. Point through the right toes. Using the hamstring, squeeze that right leg a little higher. Light breath, belly button draws in and up. And slowly step it back. Plank pose, inhale, Vinyasa flow. Chaturanga, back bend, downward dog. Right leg extends, three-legged dog. Step your right foot forwards. Crescent lunge all the way up. Raising through the arms. Start with the back knee bent, but then start to drive, straighten. Tail draws down, belly draws in. Light breathing. Another inhale. And warrior two. Exhale. Open through the arms. Soft gaze over middle finger. Activating the feet, squeezing heels down so the glutes engage. Let's do another couple breath holds. Take a breath in through the nose. Breath in, out the nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recover your breathing. Light inhales, exhales. One more longer breath hold. Take a breath in the nose. Exhale out the nose. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse. Inhale. Half triangle, exhale. Extend, breath in. And right hand to ankle or ground. Left arm to sky, Trikonasana pose. Steady the breathing, slowing and smoothing it out. Reverse. Raise the right arm high. And hands windmill to the ground. Standing splits, balancing on right foot. Letting the head relax, belly towards thigh. Notice that left hip is hiking up. Can you keep it in line with the right? So squeeze it down, but then use back of the leg to raise that left foot higher. Belly button draws in and up on the exhales. And slowly step it back. Plank pose, Vinyasa flow. Downward dog, 2 slow breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. Bend the knees, look forwards, step or jump to the front. Uttanasana, halfway left. Folding exhale. Rise to standing, arms high, and hands to heart center. Recover the breath. Hands by the side, slow down the breathing. Okay, adding on a bit more. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back. Crescent lunge, arms raise. Find stability through your stance, light breathing. Coming into airplane pose, using a breath hold to support through the balance. So take an inhale through the nose, hold the breath, and shift yourself forwards. Arms reach back, Dekasana pose. And you can point through the right toes, hold the breath to stabilize through the whole body. Shoulder blade squeeze. When you need to breathe, go ahead, breathe. And then see if you can do one more breath hold after the inhale. And slowly step it back. Warrior two, spin the arms open. Recover the breathing. Light, smooth, and deep breaths. Flip the front hand, reverse, inhale. Exhale, hold the breath for your vinyasa flow. Plank pose, hold the breath, chaturanga. Your back bend. Downward dog, return to light breathing. Fascinating how you can do the poses you're familiar with, but just by little breath holds, you can add an extra layer of load of challenge, but also support yourself to focus. Step right leg extends, breath in. Step your right foot forwards. Crescent lunge, come all the way up. Stabilize through the structure. Breath holds to help with your balance. Inhale through the nose, hold the breath. Dekasana, aeroplane pose. Belly button draws in and up, shoulder squeeze, right? Lengthen the whole body. Go ahead, take one more breath in and hold, assisting through your balance. Releasing back. Warrior two, recover the breathing. Slow inhales in and out the nose. Flip the front hand, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Hold the breath. Plank pose, vinyasa flow. Chaturanga, holding. Back bend. Downward dog. Recover the breathing. Bend the knees, look forwards. Step or jump to the front. Forward fold. Halfway left. And exhale, release. Come to standing. Arms reach high. Hands to heart center. All right, bring your arms to the side. Again, finger under the nose. I want you to slow your breathing down. Resist the urge to take bigger breaths to recover. Right? It's by diminishing the breaths that you let the body find a greater balance, a greater oxygenation. Right? Sounds counterintuitive, but understanding some of the principles of biochemistry of the Bohr effect, it's by slowing down the breathing that you are able to find that good balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay. Final vinyasa flow here. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, folding forwards. Halfway left. Step your right leg to the back of the mat. Crescent lunge, arms raise. Hands come behind the back. Interlock fingers, roll the shoulders. All right, staying here, option one. Option two, straighten through the legs, light breaths, as you begin to tip yourself forwards, half triangle pose. Left big toe grounding, belly button drawing in and up on the exhale. So light breathing, but find that extra stability through the abdomen on the exhale. Okay, bend through the front knee. Let's raise arms again, crescent lunge, warrior two. Lateral breathing practice. Draw the belly button in, keep the muscles engaged through the belly, and find the breath through the lower ribs, expansion, contraction. Here working on the biomechanics of good breathing, not just the biochemistry. Keeping shoulders relaxed. You don't have to remove all the movement in the shoulders, but you certainly want to lighten it so you can focus the breathing through the abdomen. Flip through the front hand, reverse inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Twisted lunge, left arm to the sky. Cleopatra pose, reach that left arm back. Toes, ankles engaged, pointing towards the left. You can start with the hips high, gradually working a little lower. Okay, raise the hips, step left leg on top of right side plank pose. Work with a couple breath holds. Take a breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose, hold after the exhale for a count of 3, 2, 1. Return a couple normal breaths. One more time. Breath in through the nose. Breath out, hold for 3, 2, 1. Both hands down. Chaturanga, release. Back bend. Downward dog. Recover the breath here. You may need to bring the knees down after those strong poses and recover in a resting position. And then coming forwards, right leg steps to the front. Crescent lunge, arms raise. Hands behind the back. Find the opposite grip, opposite thumb on top. Roll the shoulders, squeeze. Inhale, straighten through the front legs, both legs, and tilting forwards, half triangle pose. Notice as you lighten the breath, even in a balanced pose, you can find greater concentration and focus. There's no need to have huge inhales. The body can get by with less. All right, bend the front knee all the way back up. Raise the arms. Warrior 2, back heel drops. Lateral breathing. Draw the belly button in and up. Focus on expansion through the lower ribs. A few breaths. Flip the front hand, reverse inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, low lunge. Twist, right arm to the sky, twisted lunge. Cleopatra pose, right arm reaches back. Raise the hips, stack right foot on top of left. If you need to drop a knee, drop a knee. Otherwise, let's work on the breath hold. In through the nose, out through the nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Couple recovery breaths. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga. Back bend. Down dog. Now everyone bringing knees to the ground. Child's pose. Rest here. Recover the breathing. And slow the breath down. In and out through the nose. Okay, coming all the way forwards. Let's turn on to your back. Knees bent, setting up for bridge pose. Bridge pose, another good one to start releasing or opening through the hip flexors, right? To relieve some of the pressure tightness that may be dragging on the diaphragm, inhibiting the breath. You want a full range of movement of your diaphragm, also known as the zone of apposition, right? Full breaths in, full breaths out. Hands beside you, shuffle the shoulder blades under, right? Rib cage pops up a little. Breath in, flatten lower back to the ground. Exhale, engage the arms, heels, and start to raise the hips, coming into bridge pose. Right, coming into this back bend with a light breathing pattern. There's no need to force or to push. You can use a light breathing pattern to invite a quality of curiosity into your practice. Option to interlock the hands behind the back. Notice how squeezing your belly after the exhale also helps with the extension. The transverse abdominis can assist not just with forward flexion, but with this extension as well. Okay, releasing hands slowly lower all the way down. Give the knees a hug, a squeeze into your body, rocking left and right. Okay, coming into shoulder stand position. If you're not comfortable with shoulder stand, putting that weight on the neck or shoulders, and simply raise the legs up, coming into an inversion. You can also pop a pillow, a block under the hips to get the inversion quality of hips raised above heart. All right, otherwise, coming into our shoulder stand position. Start with hands by the side, float the shins, the legs, walk shoulder blades under, and then lift up the hips and knees, hands to the back of the hips. That's the first step. Squeeze shoulder blades back, not much weight through the neck here, most through the arms, and lengthening, reaching legs up towards the ceiling. Gradually, you can walk the hands up the back onto the ribs, working with the breath even here. Take slow inhales through the nose and longer exhales through the nose. Smooth inhales, longer exhales. With the weight of the organs in the legs pressing against the diaphragm, there's extra challenge to your breathing. Right? Focus on full, long exhales, slow inhales. Gradually releasing legs back behind you. If they don't touch the ground behind, bend the knees, bring them wider, finding halasana or plow pose. Noticing how the breath is impacted by a spine that's fully flexed. Less space for the lungs to breathe. So can you take smaller, lighter breaths? Slowly releasing hands and belly, guide you down. Rest onto your back for a few moments. Recover the breathing. Extend the left leg long, right knee into the chest, a little squeeze. Simple twist. Draw the right knee across the body. Right arm extends. Coming back to center, left knee into chest. And twisting. Back to center, releasing both legs long. You can rest here, finish up with any other movements, maybe happy baby. And when you're ready, shifting into final relaxation. Shavasana pose. As you come into Shavasana, we will work for 1 minute on light breathing to help ease ourselves into relaxation. Here, I like to call this exercise the mannequin challenge or the Law and Order video application. So the goal here is to breathe as light as possible so that if you are acting like a mannequin, no one would be able to notice your breathing. They wouldn't be able to hear it, would not be able to see it. Or you could imagine, right, applying for a role as an extra in a Law and Order episode. So start to slow your breathing down and make it super light. Keeping it effortless, not bringing any strain into the belly, into the face or throat. Simply lightening the breath until you can hardly see it. You certainly couldn't hear it. Notice in attempting to lighten your breath, if you hold your breath, if you bring jaggedness to the breath, I want you to keep it smooth, keep it relaxed. If at any point it becomes agitating, take a few rounds of normal breathing before trying again. And releasing any control of the breath, finding full relaxation, Shavasana. Feeling free to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. Otherwise, we'll turn to one side, rest here, recovery position. And pressing up into a seated position. Bringing hands to heart center, closing the eyes and sensing into your ability to breathe easily, to find those three qualities of breath, a lightness, a smoothness, and a depth. Ultimately, an easier breath allows for a stiller mind, a more relaxed and peaceful experience. Bowing heads to hands, gratitude for the practice today. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope you breathe well. Namaste.